Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Being the Odds. It is Tuesday, February 25th, 2025, and we are back with our best bets of the day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Zach, and welcome to Being the Odds. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you never miss a pick. We post these best bet videos just about every single day. I'm really excited to have y'all here. Let's go win together today. Let's go make some money. So we've had 4 straight winning days going into Monday. We did not have a winning day yesterday. We went 1-3, not our best day. We had Texas Tech money line, L. UNC money line, nice win against FSU. Nebraska blew it against Michigan, and the over 245.5, Indiana Denver, absolutely should have cashed. Didn't happen. Overall, though, for college basketball, 167 and 127 NBA record right now. We're at 132 and 98, so not bad so far in either of those sports. We've got 5 plays for you guys here on the channel, including Mavs and Lakers picks, which I'm very excited about. And let's jump into the plays we got today. So first player rolling, we'll start in college basketball. We got Alabama minus 7.5 versus Mississippi State in this game. Alabama is at home. Mississippi State is a bunch of frauds. That is a nice recipe for success for us. On top of that, with how Bama's been playing, they've been up and down. They lost to Auburn. Forgetting they lost here after that because we had that game. And they're going to be very, very engaged because they've got to play well going in the NCAA tournament, obviously. On top of that, the last time they played in Mississippi State, they played them in Starkville and almost lost. I mean, it was very, very close. And by the way, if their big man, Mississippi State's big man in that game from 2 months ago, doesn't just completely blow a layup, Mississippi State probably wins that game. But Alabama's going to be very, very engaged. Bama also just has shooters and scorers 1 through 4. And Cliff Amore, as their center, is a really good defensive player and a really good rim runner, lob partner, that sort of thing with Sears. I think that Bama is a team that could beat Auburn in the NCAA tournament. I think they're very, very good. I love Bama here. I'm going to take them minus 7.5. It's a lot of points, but the sharp money is on Bama today. Mississippi State is a fraudulent team, in my opinion, and Bama's at home. So give me Bama here, minus 7.5 versus State. Next, I'm going with the NBA. We're going to go with the Spurs, plus 3 versus the Pelicans. Even with Wemby out for the season, the Spurs are the best player on the court today with De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox, I'm a big De'Aaron Fox guy. I think he's an absolute baller. And he has the best player on the court today, and the Pelicans are going to be without DeJounte Murray. With Murray being out, they have absolutely no one to guard De'Aaron. I wouldn't be surprised if De'Aaron went for 40 and 10 tonight. He's that good of a player, and the Pelicans are terrible. And I mean terrible defensively. They're right now, I think, against the over, they're like 32 and 22 against the over. And it's not because they're scoring lots, because teams that they are playing against are putting up serious numbers on this team. On top of that, when you're looking at the Spurs team, I'm getting 3 points, which I like. It's some good value. Ingram got traded to the Raptors, which I feel bad for Brandon Ingram, but even so, has to live in Canada. Terrible. But the Spurs are good defending against the perimeter, so CJ is going to be CJ is going to be, I think, neutralized pretty well. And then you got to double Zion. And if they do that, and who knows? Zion, with how he eats and with how he trains, he's probably going to be tired by 5 minutes left in the first. He'll probably get injured at some point. Not rooting for it, to be clear. Not rooting for it, but with him, he's always injured. He's always tired. He's always gassed. So, no surprise there. I think that's what's going to end up happening right now. Casinos right now are wanting the Spurs to win 24%, 33% of the bets, 24% of the money right now is on the Spurs. So the casinos are heavily leveraged against the Pelicans, which they want the Spurs to win. And I think matchup-wise, the Spurs actually match up very well. And with Wemby being out, I think this team's going to be galvanized to be able to play for him in this game, even though they are all grown men. Give me the Spurs here, plus 3 versus the Pelicans in this game. Next, I'm going back to college basketball. We're going with Georgia, plus 7.5 versus Florida. First off, we had a little basketball cocktail party. Love to see it. But the sharps there on Georgia, and they're at home. On top of that, this game is literally all about the spot that we're in. Because when you're looking at the spot, Florida is in a look-at spot. They are playing A&M next, Texas A&M. Big game. Big game for Florida. And then they have Alabama right after that. So this is the definition of a look-ahead spot for them. While when you're looking at looking at Georgia. Excuse me, my God, Georgia. Looking at Georgia, they got Texas up next, and they've got some other like scrub SEC team up next. So when you're looking at that, I mean, I think that Georgia, this is probably their biggest game of the year, and they're at home, and I get 7.5 points, and they're good defensively, and I just think that this is the perfect spot for Georgia. So give me Georgia here plus 7.5 versus Florida. It's going to be a close one. I think Florida will end up winning, but I think Georgia's going to cover, and that's really the biggest thing here. So good teams win, great teams cover. I think Georgia's a great team today. Next, I'm going with the Grizzlies minus 7.5 versus the Suns. For me, this really comes down to the fact the Suns are a stale team. Booker, Beal, KD, not really fun to watch, honestly. It's just kind of sad at this point. While Memphis quietly has actually been really, really good this year. They're 37-20. Ja is not the same guy from before the incidents, but their team is better. Also, Edie and Jaren Jackson Jr. being together is a really, really nice combination when you're talking about this Suns team, because the Suns literally cannot guard. They cannot guard the interior. They don't have anyone. You're going to talk about Yusuf Nurkic trying to guard Edie and Jaren Jackson Jr. Please forget about it. They're going to dominate him. Plus, Jaren Jackson Jr. is probably the defensive player of the year with Wemby out. And on top of that, you're going to ask Devin Booker and Beal to have to guard Desmond Bane and Ja Morant. That is a losing proposition, to say the least. The sharp money today is all over the Grizzlies as I'm recording this here today. I love the Grizz here, minus 7.5 versus the Suns. I would bet this up to 8.5 or 9.5. I think they win this game by at least 10 points, if not more. So give me the Grizzlies here, minus 7.5 versus the Suns. Next, I'm going to go with this play is going to be a 0.5 unit play. I'm giving it to you guys. This is the Lakers. The Lakers and Mavs pick. This is the biggest game of the day by a mile. And I wouldn't bet this game normally, but because it's such a big game, I want to give you guys at least a play. So it's going to be the over 232 Dallas and Los Angeles. I wouldn't bet it, like I said, but I am now. This is the strongest play I would bet on this game, and I would do 0.5 units. I don't like the size on either of them, but here's the deal. The Mavs have been an over team this year, and also they're going to LA. And Luka and LeBron are going to make a statement because of how much this general manager's been talking. I mean, he has just been talking and talking and talking. The owners backed him up, and the Mavs have completely disrespected Luka for at least 2 weeks now. I mean, it's pretty remarkable given that he was the best player they had ever had in their franchise's history, and they will not shut up about this guy. I don't get it. And they took him to the finals last year basically on his back, and I don't understand what they could, like, what he did so wrong other than the fact he was a little out of shape. I get that, but you know what? The trade is the trade. But it was more so the aftermath after that. Luka Doncic just had his best game of the year in his last game. Best game of his Lakers career, I should say, in his last game. And on top of that, I just don't really see how Dallas guards Los Angeles with AD not playing. And also, I still believe that the Lakers are not going to be a good defensive team with LeBron and Luka on the court at the same time, because there's two major holes in defense, and I think Dallas is going to be able to exploit that. Plus, Dallas has a bunch of really good three-point shooters. I think this game goes way over this number. I think it's gonna be fun as shit. I don't know who's gonna cover or win it, because I can see it going either way. But I love the over 232 in this game versus against the over. Excuse me. Now, I might be adding some more plays a little bit later. The plays I'm potentially looking at, so guys, let me know in the comments what y'all think here. I'm potentially looking at adding, let me pull this up. I had it here right now. I'm potentially, specifically in college basketball, I'm potentially adding Iowa State and Oklahoma State. Right now, the spread's 9.5 points, 10.5 if you're on FanDuel. But I'm looking at that. I'm really considering either the over at 149.5 or Oklahoma State at plus 9.5. Also looking at Wisconsin and Washington, the spread is crazy on this. I mean, looking at Washington plus 15.5 feels like the right play today. So I might be adding those, and also I'll be doing an NHL YouTube short / reel. So I'll be posting that a little bit later today, because I'm obviously still in Mexico. So look out for that. It'll be out in a little bit. So make sure you hit the notification bell so you see it. And guys, we also have 3 members only best bets that I love tonight. You can do this all at zdmbets.com/picks. The website is linked in the pin comp below. But guys, let's go lock in those picks. Let's go win together today. Let's go make some money. I'll see you all tomorrow.